Wow, wow, wow. The claims about these Callaway Apex Ai200 irons are huge. And all I'm thinking right now, this is literally being designed to beat the tailor-made P790. Say hello to what Callaway say is the most complete player's distance iron they have ever made. The Apex Forged Ai200. What are your first thoughts on these? Well, that's a pretty big claim. A pretty big claim. Well, I'm gonna put these fully to the test. Let's see how they perform from the fairway, from the rough, and let's get some numbers in terms of ball speed and carry. And let's see if they really can compete in that really, well, dominating iron category. I've got a 7-iron and a pitching wedge here to test. I'm not gonna lie, I always feel so fortunate that I'm able to stand here and test these irons for you and take wrappers off. I promise you, this will never get old. Now look at the finish of these. It looks really, really premium. And still, I guess, keeping to the Apex family with this sort of weight system here that you can sort of take in and out. This is a very, very classic Apex look, just with a few differences, I guess, in this year's model. Wow, look at them. I'm super excited. Let me show you these down behind the ball, but I like how it sort of all blends into one on this back edge. You can sort of see that in this area here. That's what I'm alluding to. And obviously with it being an Ai200, we know there's a bit of AI technology in there. So now look at these down behind the golf ball. For me, I like how you've got sort of an aggressive top line that is both confidence inspiring, but yet sort of, I guess, not too chunky. On the left, you have the 7-iron right here, and on the right, you have the pitching wedge. What are your thoughts on how this looks down behind the golf ball? You wouldn't know it's a hollow-headed iron, right? And then this is the face of the 7-iron. Sort of look like you got like a roughed up face area, a little bit like you see on the Opus wedges, if I'm being honest. And then from the side profile, you can sort of see a bit more of that hollow-bodied construction coming in there. Now, I'm really interested in how this club sounds. It says it has a tour level feel and sound. So let's start with hitting some shots from the fairway. There is a lot of talk about these irons, and I'm really interested. Like, there's some bold claims, as I said right at the start. Now, plan of action. Let's start off by just hitting a couple of 7-irons in here, followed by some pitching wedges, and I will give you some dialed in numbers. It's also worth noting I am using a shaft that I actually use or currently have in some of my irons. And that's great. That is really great, because that is exactly what I want to hear. Now, I've come round about to what I think is my 7-iron yardage, around a sort of 160 to 180 mark, especially a little bit downhill and nice weather as it is today. I'm going to go middle of the green and fade it off. Well, that being the plan. Oh, okay, I'm interested. I'm a little bit apprehensive, I'm not going to lie. Let's hit it. Oh, I thinned that. I really did thin that. If that's got the number, that is interesting. Ooh, a little short, but not the best hit. I tell you what, that wasn't far off making the carry, and that was, I'm gonna say it right now, pretty bad, pretty bad. Come on, let's get this one good. I'm not gonna comment on the sound or the feel there, because no matter what iron I had in my hand, that would have felt thin. I do like that little behind the ball, I have to say. Wow, holy mackerel, that was pure. That was lower than I thought. Wow. Let's just replay that sound. Okay, that felt nice. That felt nice. So then I moved to around about 140 yards. This is my pitching wedge distance. And this was an absolute laser right down the flag. Now, my feedback I've got for you right now, I've actually hit 3 shots, but 2 of them are actually only decent. They feel, how can I say this in the best way? They feel fast off the face, but they don't feel out of control off the face. Let me go and show you where these finished. And I think that statement's an important thing, because if these are a player's distance iron, if you're a lower handicap golfer, you don't want that one that just goes bing. See you later. Have a look at this right here. That's where the good 7-iron pitched and finished, and that's where the flag is, And there you can see my pitching wedge. That thin shot is over there somewhere. So with that being said, I'm going to be really interested to see what numbers we get from this. But before we do that, I'm really interested not just to see how it goes in the fairway, because to be honest, how often do we hit the fairway? I really want to know how these also perform from the rough. So let's go and do that. But pause. Before that, you need to know a little bit more about some of this tech, because I always think this. If you're going to invest, and we know, when you hear the word Apex, you're looking at a set of irons that are going to be above that £1,000 mark. Ooh, and shivers down my spine. £1,000 mark. It just comes with the territory. So what technology are you getting for this? So as well as the premium look and feel, Callaway says this is their most complete distance iron due to a few things. You get a forged 445 steel face cup, which delivers outstanding power across the face. And it has a unique combination of power and feel that separates the Ai200 from the rest. Also, you have to think, right, it has AI in front of it. Now, they're able to achieve incredible consistency with this smart face because they use real golf swing data combined with artificial intelligence. To which we heard the exact same thing about all the irons and all of the woods this year in the Callaway range, which is kind of nice to see that that pattern is staying throughout. So the Ai200 from the fairway definitely is up there in terms of distance and what I would use as a normal iron. I'm intrigued to see how this now performs from the rough. I think it does look really premium. I'm really impressed with this look. Really impressed. But does it beat a P790? What do you think? Come on, get down below in the comments. Be honest. Which one are you preferring right now? I'm 50-50. I really am 50-50 right now. Okay, so let's now hit these from the rough. We'll start with 7-iron. And I got my laser out, just wanting to check how far it was. Now, this might sound a little bit ambitious, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. That flag is measuring 190 yards. Now, that first shot I hit, wow. The club did feel like it glided through the turf, and I'll be honest, it only just came up short. The next shot finished middle of the green and finished towards, well, I say middle of the green left to right, and towards the front edge. Still felt great through the turf. We then went and hit one of the pitching wedges. And again, I can't really find anything wrong with these irons right now. They are really performing. The pitching wedge straight down the barrel, maybe around the fringe. It came up a little bit short, but we are around that 150 mark out the rough. So it's now time though. We've had a little play around with how they feel in real life. I'm going to show you where they've just finished so you can see the truth for yourself, but I want to know some numbers. Cold, hard numbers. Stuff we can't debate about. Ball speed, carry, let's see what we achieve. You know, I'm driving down here now thinking, I can't find anything wrong with these irons, but we shouldn't, should we? For an Apex, a premium iron in the Callaway brand, there shouldn't be. There really shouldn't be. So here we go. Here is that second 7-iron I hit. I don't know which one's which, I'll be honest, between the pitching wedge and the 7-iron I hit before. I'm thinking, I do agree with what I said earlier. They feel fast off the face, but not out of control. Not boom, see you later. Now I mentioned this weight here, you know, where the Apex is. Like I said before, it was like what we see on all the Apex family. Now, this is strategically placed min weight, Callaway call this, to optimize CG for your best launch window. So in terms of distance and control, I would guess that this sort of comes into. And then the sole. Having now hit shots on the fairway and the rough, I can't argue with this. It has a dynamic sole that ensures turf interaction to provide forgiveness through the turf. Both from the fairway and the rough felt great. You can sort of see how it's ridged here, can't you? Bit of ridge at the back, a little ridge at the front, there. And this is always a big question. This is always a big question. So to make sure I get this right, let's talk lofts, because a lot of people go, right, these lofts are just jacked, so this ball flies a long way. Well, we will see that in a second when we stand and hit some off a tee peg on this par 3, the 16th here at Mottram, and let's see what numbers we get both with the 7-iron and the pitching wedge. So the loft from the 4-iron is 21 degrees, the 5-iron's 23, 6-iron is 26, the 7-iron's 30, the 8-iron's 34, the 9-iron is 38, 43 for the pitching wedge, and there is an approach wedge in here at 48. So yeah, they are on the strong end of that spectrum in terms of loft, but that's what you expect when you hear distance iron. Now these are in the player's distance iron category. So let's hit 3 with each. 3 with the pitching wedge, 3 with the 7-iron. Now in terms of ball speed numbers we're sort of wanting to achieve, anything around the 100, 102 mark with pitching wedge, and then with 7-iron, I'll be honest, I want to be approaching sort of 120 to sort of 130 mark because I'm expecting big things. I'm expecting really big things, and if they don't hit that, I'll be a little bit disappointed. First shot away with the pitching wedge. I did get this a sneaky little bit on the heavy side, but we got 104.9 ball speed. Now, this second shot was absolutely nutted. Just look at this ball flight. Yes, it was quite high, but I am hitting a full out pitching wedge, so that is to be expected. Come on, let's just talk numbers for a second. Now, let me remind you, I wanted anything sort of around 100. That got a 110.4. And in terms of carry, wrong way, Alex. Wrong button. That was 139 yards carry. Right slap bang, I'll be honest, where I would want my pitching wedge. So yeah, I wouldn't say that's like ridiculously long. It's a great ball speed, but yeah, I mean, it's not short, for sure. Feel was good. Feel was really, really good. Like maybe even that fat one was a little bit off the toe and it was only like 3 or 4 yards shorter. So that's where sort of the hollow headed technology comes in. The off-center hit wasn't like sort of, well, I know I can't hit the green from here, we're a ridiculous distance out, but my point being is there's not too much difference in distance. However, I was a little bit disappointed on them. I thought we'd go further. So let's hit one more pitching wedge. I'm not gonna try and hit it hard because that's silly, that's not the aim. We wanna just put this in a good swing, but let's see if we can get a little more out of this. I can't hit a better pitching wedge. I can't hit it better than that. Off we got carry-wise. Come on, talk to me. 143 carry and a ball speed of 114. Mightily impressive. A little bit spinny, that might be down to the shaft, but you know what? That's impressive. Wonder what we get with 7-iron. First 7-iron away. Maybe we should be saying 130 to 140. But anyway, let's hit this. Let's see what numbers we get. Again, around the 170 mark is what I would expect in terms of carry. That was nutted. See, well, that's all over the flag. I mean, if that's got the distance, that's not going to be half bad. Ooh, a 135.6 ball speed. Okay, let's have a look at this. Wrong way, Alex. I keep doing that. Oh. Okay, a 190 yard carry. So if I'm just thinking about this, and thinking about this logically, 145 for pitching wedge, add 15 to 9-iron, that gets me sort of 145, 160. 8-iron, 175 to 180. Yeah, I mean, that sort of fits roughly in sort of if you were doing 7 to 12 yard gapping. I am impressed with that. Let's hit a couple more. Right now, they are living up to expectation. I'm excited about these. The only thing I would say is I do feel very draw biased. That may be because they're a little bit upright for me. Let's hit this final one away. Who do I actually think these irons are for? I feel like now I've tested them properly, I can give you the honest and the brutal honest truth about who I think these are for. Okay, final ball. A little bit leaky up the right, a little leaky. Buttoned though, buttoned. Maybe I didn't get that last one quite as good, a 182. It felt pretty good, but that's roughly 10 yards difference. And in terms of ball speed, a little bit less. But having now properly put these irons to the test, I feel I can give you my honest opinion. Callaway had huge claims that these were the best player's distance iron they have ever made. Well, I think it has everything. I mean, in these reviews, I like to sort of give something negative just because I don't think anything can be perfect. But I actually think these are very close. They look good. They sound good. I like the shelf appeal. I love the look of the top edge down behind the ball. And the flight was really strong too without feeling out of control. Overall ball speeds with 7-iron were above the 130 mark. Impressive. That's what it has to be. I definitely hit these a little bit longer. I would say 8 yards longer than what I'm hitting now. And the pitching wedge, I still feel like I had that chance of playing like a little finesse shot, which is important because for a player's distance iron, that's what these irons should demand, or I should say that differently. That's what we should demand from a player's distance iron. So who do I think these are for? So having now hit the irons, I feel like I can give you my honest opinion on who these are for. I would say these irons are perfect for 12 and below. You still got feel, you've got distance, but it's not like explosive out of control. And I say 12 and below for very good reason. This year within the Apex range, Callaway have also brought out an Ai200, and that review will be here on the channel. So be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell. But yeah, being perfectly honest, for like that 12 and below handicap, I feel that these are a solid iron. They do come at that price point though, because they've got Apex on them. But I am mightily impressed, as I've said throughout this review, which is a little bit strange for me. Thanks for watching, and the question is this better than a TaylorMade P790? Quick question. Oh, I'm gonna say it. Yeah. Thanks for watching.